Have you ever wondered about that West Ranch Nature Park that's off of Bay Area Blvd? What's that about? Is it really a park? Stay tuned and find out.
Hi Friendswood, Grace Blasingame here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm with a neighbor, Kyle Winnie, who is starting a project that he's very excited about. Kyle, tell us what this project's all about.
So this project is Friendswood Great Outdoors, and my family and I discovered this property when we were, when I was doing the research on the commercial property for the neighborhood. And so West Ranch Nature Park was actually part of the original development for our community, and they recently, they basically abandoned that piece of the development and donated the land back to the city. And so it was basically just open, undeveloped land that we discovered, and we decided, you know, this would be a really great piece of property to use for both, like, just exploration and education. Because right now, my kids are in a phase where they want to be a forest ranger or game warden, and so I said, you know what? Here's a piece of property. Let's go learn about it. And then when I said, before we do anything, we might ought to touch base with the city. And so I reached out to James Toney with Parks and Rec, and he said that, yeah, they didn't have any plans, and nor was there any budget dollars set aside for it. So we carved some trails through here, and we discovered that there's actually a lot of trash and debris that I think is probably mostly left over from like the flooding that came through.
Oh, yeah.
And so I reached back out to him and said, you know, we'd love the opportunity to work and help clean this property up and turn it into, you know, my vision in the future is a, you know, a natural landscaped area that we can walk through, have nature trails, and really make it an interactive educational experience for kids. Because I think that with all of the development that's around here, there's not a lot of place for, you know, young kids or people to go out and just explore like open natural land.
Right.
And there's, I feel like we lose that with a lot of the developments in neighborhoods. So that's really the purpose of it. And right now we're in that exploration phase to understand the property, what's in it, what does the cleanup look like.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now.
Okay, great.
Friendswood Great Outdoors is in the process of cleaning up the site. There is a lot of trash and a lot of debris and quite a bit of illegal dumping.
Kyle, talk about phase 2 of this project.
All right. So as I mentioned, we broke it down into 3 phases. Phase 1 is going to be the exploration and cleanup phase. Phase 2, we're going to start focusing on the activity paths. And the activity paths are going to be where everything has to start off as a walking trail, because you have to get through the densely wooded areas. And so as we're making those activity trails, we're going to, you know, try to remain sensitive to, we don't want to tear up the landscape, and we don't want to, you know, plow through any animal dwellings or anything like that. So as we kind of carve through the dense woods, we're going to naturally meander those paths throughout the property. And the property is approximately 50 acres, so we've got a lot of land to cover. So these first 2 phases are going to take us a while to get through. And that's really kind of where we're going to start looking for our volunteers. Is we're going to need people that are familiar with outdoors, densely wooded areas, plant ID, animal ID, because we do have a lot of, you know, wildlife's great, but it is dangerous. We're going into their home.
Right.
So you do have things, I guarantee you there's alligators out there.
I'm sure.
We've got, you know, coyotes, plenty of snakes and stuff right now. So you have to have people that know how to manage themselves in an area like this.
Absolutely.
And so if you're interested in getting involved in that particular part, you want to go to friendswoodgreatoutdoors.org, or I've actually got a secondary website that shortens that up. It's thefgo.org, thefgo.org.
Okay, I'll put a little link to
Down
it
there.
and a little reminder for everybody about what the name is and how to find it. Okay.
So yeah, once we get through the activity paths phase, then we're really going to open up to, you know, what is the real vision of the entire project? What is the scope of it? And I think there's really volunteer opportunities for every type of individual, for those that are just interested in understanding the process, and age groups. Understanding the process, getting out there, getting your hands dirty. And then, you know, if you're more of, I know plenty of people that are like, you know what, once you guys get done with like raw cutting the trails through and it's kind of open, then I'll jump in.
Right.
But yeah, so there's not, hey, there's a little bit for everybody.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Here is one rendering of an example of some activity trails that can be cut through the park.
All right, Kyle, there's a phase 3 to your vision. So tell us about phase 3 of the project.
All right, so phase 3 is about accessibility. So like we said, the property is about 50 acres. So it's gonna take us a while to actually make all of that property accessible.
Okay.
So I've divided the property up into, I believe I've got it cut into 5 different sections. And so as we get the raw trails cut, the exploratory trails, then we're going to start the cleanup, the actual extraction of debris, because there's things like water heaters, dishwashers, and stoves and stuff that are washed up back there. So we have to extract a lot of that, and then once we get that done, we can start manicuring the trails.
Okay.
And once we have one area done, then we can move on to the next section to make that area accessible. So the accessibility, I know the wording's kind of, I don't know if it's poor choice of wording on my part, but accessibility a lot of times to people means, you know, accessibility for handicap. In this instance, it means accessibility to different areas of the property.
Okay. All right. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yep.
As you can see on this Google Earth image, the different sections that have been divided up for this piece of property.
All right. I understand that this is a volunteer effort. So let's talk about how someone can help you with this project.
Okay. So yeah, my original goal with this deal was to, you know, clean the property up, and I didn't want to ask the city for any money. So we're running on full volunteer steam.
Okay.
If you want to get involved, the process will be go to friendswoodgreatoutdoors.org.
Okay.
Yeah, just email us at info@friendswoodgreatoutdoors.org. And just let me know that you're wanting to volunteer.
Okay.
Right now, we're looking, like I said, for your rugged outdoor people, probably people that enjoy hunting, exploration, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But Friendswood Great Outdoors actually needs to be the point of contact for you.
Okay.
Because we have to relay everything that we're doing to the city, who's
Okay.
coming and when. And that's really just from a safety aspect.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think everybody can appreciate that. So if you want to get involved, contact Kyle. I'll put a link to the email so that you can email him easily, so that you can organize with him about coming out to help him with this project. Okay. Thanks. So Kyle, tell me, is this park going to be open next week for the general public?
No, it's going to take us a little bit longer than that. So the vision of the property itself is we wanted to have walking trails, hiking trails, maybe even some biking trails. There's also direct access to Clear Creek.
Okay.
And so I thought it would be really awesome if we could have a kayak launch eventually one day. It's a long ways away. So making that a reality is going to be, you know, a challenge among many other things.
Sure.
So it's a long-term project. There's going to be plenty of opportunities, but it is going to move slowly, definitely at the onset.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be long-term.
Okay. So
Don't everybody rush over here at one time. The parking lot's really small.
right.
There's not a lot of you know, trails cut or anything like that to explore. There's a couple of things to see, but it is just raw, undeveloped land.
And there's no infrastructure.
None,
You don't have
none.
any facilities of any sort, or you know, things like that. So, a several-year project is what
Absolutely.
I see this.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I think it's a very worthwhile project, and I commend you for taking the time and the effort and the desire to make our community a better place.
Well, thank you very much.
So thank you.
Appreciate it, and I look forward to doing this, learning about all of this, and really just getting involved with the community and getting kids excited and families excited about, you know, the great outdoors.
Okay. Thanks so much. Bye.